Hare Krishna devotees, welcome to Shloka Day. Today's Shloka is Shloka number 16 of chapter 18. Tatraivam sati kartaram
Tatraivam sati kartaram
Atmanam kevalam tuyaha
Atmanam kevalam tuyaha
Pashyatyakrita buddhitvan
Pasyatya kruta buddhitvam
Nasa pashyati durmatihi.
Nasapasyati durmatihi.
Word for word meaning, translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Tatra,
Tatra,
there,
there,
evam,
evam,
thus, sati,
sati,
being,
kartaram,
the worker,
the worker,
atmanam, himself, kevalam, only, tu, but, yaha, anyone who, pashyate, sees, akrita buddhitvat, due to unintelligence, na, never, saha, he, pashyati, sees, durmatihi, foolish. Translation. Therefore, one who thinks himself the only doer, not considering the five factors, is certainly not very intelligent and cannot see things as they are. So Prabhupada writes a very short purport here. A foolish person cannot understand that the super soul is sitting as a friend within and conducting his actions. Although the material causes are the place, the worker, the endeavor, and the senses, the final cause is the Supreme, the personality of Godhead. Therefore, one should see not only the four material causes, but the supreme efficient cause as well. So of the five causes, four are considered material, including the false ego that's covering the Jivatma. And the most important cause is the supreme cause. One who does not see the supreme thinks himself to be the doer. So when you don't acknowledge the role that the Lord plays in your life, then you will assume and act like as if you are the sole doer. So His Grace Chaitanya Charan Prabhu asks a question: does Krishna consider Arjuna to be a doer or a non-doer? In one of his oft-quoted statements, 3.27, Krishna tells Arjuna that the deluded think they are the doers of things that are actually done by the modes. Yet the very modes meaning the three gunas. Yet the very purpose of Krishna in speaking the Gita is to persuade Arjuna to do something, his duty of fighting. So Krishna has said it is the modes that are actually acting. But yet he is encouraging Arjuna to fight. In fact, Krishna concludes his message by urging Arjuna to let due deliberation precede his decision, which is when the Lord tells Arjuna, whatever you needed to know, I have told you, whatever questions you've asked, I've answered you. Now you deliberate very carefully, which means you think about it very carefully and you decide what you want to do. So Krishna never tells Arjuna, you have to do this or else. Actually, he has told him that already, that if you don't fight, your name will go up in flames. All of that he has already said. But ultimately, Krishna gives Arjuna the choice of making whatever decision that he deems fit for himself. That he places the onus on Arjuna to decide suggests that he doesn't consider Arjuna to be entirely a non-doer. We are just saying that the supreme efficient cause is the Supreme Lord. That without the Lord's sanction, nothing can happen. That means Arjuna is not a non-doer. He is also a doer then. Because ultimately, the Jivatma has to make a decision, right? Every day we are making small, small decisions. For every decision, the Lord has to sanction. That means the Jivatma is also in some way, shape or form a doer. But the ultimate doer is the Supreme Lord. Through these statements, what is Krishna saying? Are we non-doers or are we doers? Actually, all of us will have this confusion, no? To understand, consider Krishna's analysis of the 5 factors that lead from action to result. These 5 factors are the field of action, which is the kshetra, the doer, the jivatma, the senses, the endeavor, and destiny. Destiny is Daiva. Here it is the Supreme Lord. To understand these factors, consider a cricket metaphor. When a batsman produces a match-winning performance, what all factors are involved? The field of action is the pitch. The doer is the cricketer. The senses are the relevant sensory organs and their corresponding abilities like your eyes, your hands, and legs. For example, the endeavor is the cricketer's practice and commitment. And destiny refers to the many uncontrollable, even unknown elements that shape the results. Factors that cricketers may refer to as form, fortune, and so forth. So there's that 5th factor, no matter how hard you practice, no matter how good your skills are, no matter what is the condition of the pitch, ultimately something else decides whether you win or you lose. That it factor is Daivam, destiny. Destiny is determined by the Lord. So only when all these 5 factors align together favorably can the batsmen lead their team to victory, which means it is not the 5th factor by itself that decides your victory. So otherwise, if the 5th factor by itself decides victory, that means there is no endeavor required at all from anyone. If the Lord decides everything for everyone, then you don't have to do any endeavor. Why? You can just sit and wait for the Lord to do whatever he needs to do with you. So endeavor is essential. Through this 5-factor analysis, Krishna conveys that Arjuna alone won't be determining the fate of those on the battlefield. So the most important takeaway for us here is that we are doers, but we are not the sole doers. So we shouldn't think that we are the only one in control of outcomes in our life. So this is very important. Through this 5-factor analysis, Krishna conveys that Arjuna alone won't be determining the fate of those on the battlefield, including his own fate. If he thinks he is the sole doer, he is deluded. That is what Krishna is saying in this particular shloka. If you think you are the only one who is the deciding factor, then you're mad, Krishna is saying. Instead, he can see fighting as his assigned role in Krishna's plan for the world. A role that gets well with both his personal disposition and his social position as a Kshatriya. We are neither the sole doers nor complete non-doers. We are one among several factors that contribute to the result. Our role is to contribute. We are not the decisive factors in outcomes. I hope with this particular shloka, it is very clear to all of us. We are also doers, but we are not the sole doers because destiny is decided by Krishna. But destiny, there is a contributory factor. You are contributing to your own destiny by what you do or what you don't do. but you single-handedly don't decide your own destiny. So that means we are also doers, but we are not the sole doers. Ultimately, the Lord's hand is there in all our lives. That is what Krishna wants you to understand. If you understood that there is a far greater power in your life, then you will surrender to that far greater power than you. So that is the most important aspect for us to understand from today's shloka. It is not that Krishna is saying we are not doers. He is simply saying you are not the sole doer. So you do what you have to do. Ultimately, destiny, I will decide. Of course, that is for devotees, the Lord's causeless mercy is always there in our lives. We don't have to worry about that.
If you like our videos, please subscribe to our channel and turn on the bell notification. If you'd like to join our classes every day, please check the details in the description section of this video. We look forward to serving you.